After a long international break and the transfer window finally closing, Prem predictions are back with Game Week 4. Last week I got 5 points, taking me to a total of 15 points. This week we're going to kick off with Arsenal versus Forest. Last game week, Arsenal faced Liverpool and they ended up losing 1-0. And I think it's due to the way Arteta approached the game. It was very cautious. In the midfield, there was no creativity. They had Marino as like the highest midfielder. I would have put Eze, chuck him in. I would have also had Wanyeri in on the right side instead of Madueke. I just prefer Wanyeri. Overall, not a great start in terms of performances for Arsenal. And then I have to talk about their transfers. Another center back, Hincapie. Arsenal are just straight defense. These guys can literally field 11 center back. As for Forest, they lost 3-0 to West Ham at home. I thought Forest were going to win 3-0 themselves, but it was the complete opposite. Their defense was very, very shaky. Murillo especially, I felt like he was very off of it, made a couple of mistakes. And going forward, there wasn't much either. They should have made subs earlier, in my opinion. Put Igor, Jesus earlier, or, McAtee or someone, Jota, someone. And they even fire or sack Nuno and they bring in Ange. I think it's very reactionary of sacking Nuno. It's been 3 games. Give him some time. And I think it's an even worse decision to bring in Ange. You saw what he did last season, getting 17th place with Spurs. What makes you think he's going to get you, higher up the table? As for the matchup, Arsenal usually keep a clean sheet and beat Forest at home in recent times. But there could be a new manager bounce here because of Ange, but I don't see it. I'm going to go ahead and give Arsenal a win. A 2-0 win to Arsenal. Next up is Bournemouth versus Brighton. Bournemouth beat Spurs away 1-0. I did not expect that. They got themselves an early goal and did not slow down. They did not get their foot off the gas pedal. An Areola masterclass once again. Extremely fluid attack as well. Spurs cannot handle them. As for Brighton, they beat my team, right? My team. They beat us 2-0, and I do think it was a deserved win, especially because that second half, they were great on that second half. Got to give a shout out to Minte, however you say his name. He was all over Aït-Nouri, even injuring him. As for the matchup, Bournemouth versus Brighton, usually it's a back and forth. Brighton win, then Bournemouth win, then Brighton win. It's a coin toss. But Bournemouth's attack is just so fluid right now. They are struggling to score, but I think they can score in Brighton. I don't think Brighton's defense is the best. I'm going to go ahead and give a 2-1 win to Bournemouth. Next up is Newcastle versus Wolves. Newcastle, they struggled. They really struggled against Leeds. They had nothing really going on, which I predicted. I actually predicted Leeds to win, but they couldn't get their goal. They really need Voltemade and Wissa next game. One of them needs to start. I think Wissa, but in the long run, I think Voltemade is the guy. I am putting high stocks on this guy. I really like the way Newcastle have scouted their players. They went for Isak, right? They got their man. They lost him. They tried to get Ekitike. He was a great replacement, but Liverpool snatched him as well. And they got Voltemade now, which I think it's sort of the same play style as those two. Maybe not as high quality, but I think he's still a great player. As for Wolves, they had a decent game, scoring their first 2 goals against Everton. One came from Hwang Hee-chan, which I think he should start now. He's been, I don't know where he's been, injured on the bench. I don't know, but he needs to start. And they could have snatched a draw at the end, but I think it was Rodrigo Gomez, something like that. He missed his shot and, well, they ended up losing. As for this matchup, Newcastle versus Wolves, Newcastle usually beat Wolves at home, but the way Newcastle their current form isn't great. But I still think Newcastle can sneak it, especially at home. That the fans at St. James's Park are nuts, right? It's always a chaotic atmosphere. So I'm gonna go for a low-scoring 1-0 win to Newcastle. Next up is Everton versus Villa. First up, Everton, they beat Wolves, like I mentioned, scoring 3 on Wolves. The way that Everton are playing right now is very silky, very non-Moyes-esque. Grealish, Ndai, Dewsbury Hall, all interchanging, all moving around. It's hard to keep up with them. And it's so fluid at the same time. And they even got another silky player in Dibbling, right? Grealish 2.0. So I really like that signing. I really like what Moyes is doing. I have high hopes for Everton now. But still, defensively, they have lost some quality. I think Branthwaite, his absence is really felt here. And Tarkowski, I don't know what's up with him, but he's had some mistakes in him. As for Villa, they need something, some pace. I've said it a couple weeks now. They need some pace in that team. They need some flair. I feel like a lot of the players are just brutes. I think they need something different, a different play style. And they did bring in Sancho, but is that really the guy you want? I don't think so. I think Sancho is robbing a living. There's a couple players that I don't like. He's one of them because I think he's just not good enough. And they did bring in Ellie as well, who I think is better than Sancho, but is that really the guy, once again, to help you out? Another thing for Villa, they are still looking for their first goal, which is very disappointing. It's been 3 games now. You cannot go a 4th game without getting a goal. That's a whole month. But for the matchup, Everton against Villa at home usually struggle to even get a goal. In their last 4, they didn't score on Villa. But the way Villa is moving right now, I think they will. And I think they'll even beat them. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Everton. Next up is Crystal versus Sunderland. Crystal, great performance against Villa, scoring 3 goals on them, which is very efficient because they had only 6 shots. Only 6 shots and 3 of them went in. 4 of them were on target. So 75% of the shots on target went in. I mean, all of them were great, right? Munoz, Mateta, Kamada, he's picked it up. Gahey, he's staying with them now. But there is a negative. Wharton may miss this game. He went down, got subbed out, so that could hinder them. As for Sunderland, they snatched a last-minute win against Brentford. That is now 2 wins for Sunderland at home. They have the most points away now, or at home. They got 6 points. So it looks like they may be a hard team to get at when they're at the Stadium of Light. And they made even more signings. They brought in Gertrude, the Leipzig guy, Brobbey. I mean, and the 2 center backs that they started this game. It's a completely new squad. I mean, these guys are no longer a promoted side. These guys are a serious threat. But for this matchup, I think Palace is just too good right now. Especially at home, I think Crystal can win it. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win to Crystal. Next up, we have Fulham versus Leeds. Fulham, they lost 2-0 to Chelsea, but they could have had the lead against them. But VAR took their goal away. Very controversial with the Muniz spin, right? He stepped on Chalaba and they took it away. It could have been a different result if that went in, but they ended up not getting any points. Other than that, though, it was a very lackluster performance once again from Fulham. So hopefully this Chukwueze, I really like him, and Kevin, don't know anything about him. He's a Brazilian from Shakhtar though, and we know Brazilians from Shakhtar are usually good. Maybe they can mix things up on the wings, get a little bit more exciting for Fulham. And Leeds, they got a draw against Newcastle 0-0, and they once again pick up points at home. They now have 4 points at home, which is pretty good for Leeds. And I honestly think they were the better team, which is not saying much because both teams were pretty awful. But I feel like Leeds could have gotten the win. But for this matchup, Fulham don't really score much. Neither do Leeds. I see another low-scoring game here. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Fulham. And next we have West Ham versus Spurs. West Ham, they beat Forest 3-0. Big surprise. I did not expect that. That was probably their first good performance in like a season. I don't remember the last time West Ham had a good performance. Somerville, great sub there from Graham Potter. Somerville came in and he was like not directly involved in every goal, but he was involved in each one, if that makes sense. He didn't get the goal or assist in each one, but he was involved in the playmaking. But the real star of the game is Fernandes, signed from Southampton. I think Fernandes was Southampton's best player last season, and I'm happy that he's back in the Prem. Someone noticed his quality and picked him up. He is the left-sided threat that West Ham needed. I said it, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago, that West Ham needed another left-sided threat alongside Diouf, and they went ahead and got Fernandes, which is a great pickup. As for Spurs, they lost to Bournemouth at home 1-0, and it could have been like 4-0, honestly. That's the Spursy we love. That's the Spursy we know. They had difficulty with the dynamic attack of Bournemouth. Even Nilsson, he was just a rat moving around left and right, going deep. Brooks and is it Scott? Both of them were great this game as well. And Spurs really didn't have anything going forward, especially in the midfield. They really do lack creativity, and because of that, they brought in Xavi Simons. Great signing from Spurs, a younger option to Eze, and he's not far off in terms of quality, so I think this is a very good signing. So hopefully for Spurs, that helps them in the creative field. But for this matchup, these two teams have drawn 1-1 the last 3 times they faced at West Ham Stadium. And I can honestly see that happening again. So I am going to go for a 1-1 draw simply because of how well West Ham performed last week. If that's the West Ham we're going to get, then this should be a tough matchup. Next up, we have Brentford versus Chelsea. So Brentford, they lost to Sunderland, but they had some decent moments. But ultimately, they ended up losing the game. And I think that's just due to the quality of the players. They just simply could not see out the game to even get a draw, right? They ended up conceded twice. So unlucky for Brentford there. As for Chelsea, they had a good performance. They were all over Fulham, but they just could not finish. And another negative for Chelsea, Delap goes down. So I think Gui is going to start now. They called him back from Sunderland. I don't know how well he's going to do. Throw him in the deep end, really, because he hasn't had much playing time. But for this matchup, Brentford versus Chelsea at Brentford's home, Brentford don't really pick up points here. They haven't beaten Chelsea in recent times, but they have drawn a lot to them. The last 3 times they faced, they have drawn, but this time I don't see it. It's a different Brentford, it's a weaker Brentford, and this is a stronger Chelsea. So I think Chelsea's going to win 3-1. Next up is Burnley versus Liverpool. Burnley with another good performance, this time against United at Old Trafford as well. But Burnley usually give United a headache at Old Trafford, so I guess they're just doing what they usually do. And they also were robbed a goal by VAR. I think it was called offsides, but it was on the line. I mean, I think they were done dirty, so they could have honestly gotten a point there. As for Liverpool, Szoboszlai, banger. That's honestly all I have on my notes. They only got a goal off of a wonder shot or a wonder goal. But again, Liverpool get points when they don't necessarily deserve them. And we have to talk about Isak. He's coming to Liverpool now. I didn't think it's going to happen, but they ended up getting him. I don't understand it because they already have Ekitike. But, I mean, Isak's a great player to have. And he might even start this game. I think it would be kind of messed up for Ekitike. But, I mean, you spend 150 million on him or 30 million, whatever it was. Broke the record, the Premier League record on him, which was set by Verts this summer. But I think he might start this game. Either way, whoever starts, Liverpool's going to win. I'm going to go ahead and give Liverpool the win of 3-0. And then the last game of the game week, my team versus our rivals, Manchester United. First up, Manchester City. We lost to Brighton 2-0. I think City need a system change. We consistently get hit on counters. Defensively, we are shocking. We are one of the worst in the league. Fullbacks are struggling. They go up, they invert, never where they need to be when defending. We struggle a lot. So Pep, new system, please. I wanted to keep Akanji. We let go of him. I think he should have been in the right back slot, right, and then sort of scoot over to have a 3 at the back. But no, we got rid of him. I think that's a terrible loan out. Donnarumma comes in. I don't like this signing. I don't get it. He's not great with his feet. If Pep wants a guy that's great with the ball at his feet, it's not this guy. This guy gets pressured so easily. Maybe he's there for the shot stopping, and which means we're most likely going to keep this system. I think this is also harsh to James Trafford. Even though I don't really want James Trafford, you signed him, and now he's going to be on the bench. I just don't like what's going on at City. I feel like we're just doing too many changes. So many players went out. So many players went in. The players that came in, it's going to be hard to have any chemistry. I'm just not happy with the team right now. And honestly, I think it's going to be another trophyless season. I don't really see us winning anything. Potentially a Carabao Cup, but even that, we're going to probably struggle with. So yeah, not great for us. And as for United, it's not great for them either. They won a war against a promoted side, and that was Burnley. They should have even drawn that game because they got lucky, in my opinion, with the VAR decision. They also lost to Grimsby. I don't know if I've already mentioned that previous video, but they lost to Grimsby and they're out the Carabao Cup. And another thing I want to mention about United, crosses have been their kryptonite. They don't know how to defend the crosses. Even though they have 3 center backs, they don't know how to defend them, and especially corners, right? But maybe with the new signing of Lames, I forget his name, the goalie. They got a new goalie. He's going to be better than Bayandir and Onana. But overall, United are also shaky. Now, this is a game of two teams that are very shaky and have very back and forth games. It's a coin toss. This is very hard to call. But there is a stat that scares me. That Amorim has not won two Premier League games back to back. He beat Burnley last week. I have a sneaky feeling he's gonna beat us this week, and it's gonna be an all-time low for us. Probably not an all-time low, but a pretty big low. I'm very pessimistic about this game, or about City overall at the moment. So I'm gonna go for a 2-0 or 2-1 win to United. They win away and we lose. But yeah, those are my predictions for game week 4. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.